sort of blew it in a way, but it was a great game, and you kind of went, oh, okay, Secret are up there again. They were just sandbagging, they were waiting to show us their strength, and then suddenly they fall apart again.
I would just love to see them work through their issues, which is something that Arteezy, for example, doesn't seem to have a history of. He hops teams often. If they just stuck with this roster and sucked for like, I don't know, 4 months, and then all of a sudden they fixed it, like, I would respect those players so much if they did that. I'm not sure if they'll do that.
Until then, you're not going to respect anything?
No, of course I respect them. It's just I don't respect their ability to like work through the awful lows. Like they're so that's the problem. When you're really talented, you can just change teams if things go bad.
No, I agree. Like Artur, personally, I've seen the growth from him. Like he has recognized his issues and tried to address them. Before he was like super confrontational, and now he recognizes that, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this. But you know, the common theme is that he does have a tendency to run away from his problems. You know, he listens to the hard rap music. He likes to pretend like he's hard, but you know, really, he's just an anime watcher on the inside.
Is that true?
He's changed.
I thought he was about mainstream American TV.
He's changed.
No, look at his name. He's changed his name to like Aomin Daiki, some basketball anime thing.
He knew.
So he's just soft on
Are you an anime?
He knew what it was.
I've watched and look, I have no shame about it. I like what I like.
Fair enough.
I like the top 40 hits on the radio. I love Jamba Juice.
Get him off the panel.
I used to like this guy first.
Top 40?
Things change fast.
Yeah, man.
Change fast.
I'm a big Taylor Swift fan.
Whoa!
Wait,
come
wait,
on
Will,
now.
is that you?
Love her.
That's one, maybe two songs on the top 40.
Love her.
Can you explain the other ones?
No, I can't.
Oh man.
Look, we got a draft, guys.
I'm lost now. I don't even know where to go. So let's go to the draft instead.
Whisk goes through.
Yeah, and wow. Okay, yeah. So we had the ban the first time round. Does get through this time, and it's instant pick.
So they did opt. That's interesting though. They were really. I guess the Mirana really hurt their morale there. They banned the Mirana and the Phoenix. Phoenix definitely. You know, we were kind of expecting that one, but the Mirana.
That one seems surprising to me. Definitely, like he played very well. Definitely,
he did.
He
But
got
it was more like the
insane
Phoenix
farm.
and the Void, though.
I think it's more of a, hey, we want Beastmaster, so we're gonna let something through, or we're gonna ban something that isn't as typical.
Okay.
So we're gonna sort of waste the ban, but
make them think more.
yeah. So
It
you know, we
opens up
want
strats.
we want the BM.
Okay. So Enchantress switches sides this time as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much the. This is the dream for Navi, I think we could say, because this is pretty much their favorite too. The Wisp and the Enchantress on the two supports, very early aggressive. No,
I like
picked up really early.
Clinks.
Clinks, yeah.
Very good versus IO in mid-game scenarios. You can just
Very
four-shot
good
him.
against Enchantress
as well.
This is great. I'm liking this. Very much.
You can play in her jungle at like the 10-15 minute mark, and you can sometimes just four-shot her with strafe. It's really good.
Do you think that's going to be the puppy Beastmaster? Like
I think this is going to be the Universe
Beastmaster.
Okay. Typically, I think Secret's going to want a little more active supports. They want to be able to secure the lane for Clinks until he hits 6, and then 6 is going to go into the jungle and run around and try and create space that way, which is a great new look from Secret. I like this a lot. This is exactly what they need to do. And I imagine that they're probably going to give Artur something like DK, or I could see them doing an Invoker again, maybe a Puck or a Quap. I'd say DK is probably my number one pick for him.
Really?
DK is nice with the synergy of the pushing for Beastmaster, and then
Well, they banned 3 consecutive heroes that were used in game 1 by Navi now, so that's a bit of respect.
that absolutely.
10 seconds remaining.
And then
okay.
the Puppy Doom is gone.
The Puppy Doom is gone. That's definitely appropriate.
That would offset the space creation of Enchantress, so Navi should have the better early game. Definitely first 10 minutes, based on their heroes. IO can stack and roam, show up at lanes randomly. Same with Enchant.
It's a little too early to say. It really depends on the rest of the draft here. Like IO is a very it's an incredibly unique support in that it needs your cores to be very sort of active early.
That's true. Because otherwise the movement speed is worthless.
Well, yeah, if you have an Invoker just sitting mid, like IO doesn't really do anything for you.
True. But if it's like a Death Prophet or Viper or even Dragonite might work a little bit, it can be really strong early game.
So probably another Lion coming out for Pi, right?
Yeah,
definitely gets Enchant IO.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
gets those 2 heroes for sure.
I'm surprised they didn't ban it. I'm surprised Navi banned CM over the Lion here. What does CM do?
Enchantress.
Counters
Yeah,
Enchantress
I
early roam,
guess.
and then you
Yes,
get to
right.
late game Enchantress is not
It's
very
exactly
good.
what, it's
But
exactly what
versus
Secret
a
did.
Lion, but versus
Yeah,
the
it's the same
Lion.
thing.
Same thing as Secret did first game.
They banned
the CM on the back of the Enchantress pick.
They even banned the Doom, so you can't devour as well.
Yeah, but they
so
took
that's-
the Lion themselves. Navi doesn't have that
Yeah,
option.
no, you're right.
Huh?
Okay, so
they do.
don't
Okay, so
want it.
they don't
ban
want the
it?
DK.
Wow.
They think the Navi does.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I mean, Navi could turn into really fast pushing if they got a DK, I guess.
So we have a bunch of like the 2 supports already picked. So now it's obviously 3 cores coming out afterwards. So we might see the Dendi Puck, maybe his Quap, maybe not. All right, with the Wind Runner.
That's
Okay,
very
I
interesting.
like that.
Alright.
it's a bit of a change up.
Good against Clinks for a long time.
Yep.
Hard to gank mid. Should work okay with IO in the laning stage.
Strong dual lane, very strong, like 2 ranged heroes. Yeah.
Decent lockdown. Yeah.
2 red-haired characters.
Ah, yes.
Little ball of energy. It's pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. Little bump.
5 seconds remaining.
So I think the support picks are probably going to be coming out here. So I think the line is pretty appropriate. It's very good versus Windrunner as well. But
Very solid overall.
yeah, I mean the hero, like
You
of
can-
course.
You can also give the lane to the Lion after Clinks hit 6, so you can get your levels that way. So,
Something to deal with the Enchantress.
Yeah,
But that will
that's
be
a
a-
downside.
Witch Doctor, great against IO, great against Enchantress.
Yeah. Line gets a little punished by Enchantress creeps early, whereas now Secret's safe lane is going to be covered with
So
Witch
we're going to
Doctor.
get this Wind Ranger Drow, which we have seen before.
They've picked it before, and
Yep.
they've run it with this is the exact lineup they ran at Dream League, but
Yep.
with a I think the last pick was a Slardar for general.
It's interesting as well, we've seen a number of CIS teams running this as well. Versus Pro, in fact, run it at Epicenter.
I really
Oh
like
yes,
this.
that's right.
I really like this. Navi is going to ball up its 5 and go. It's great
Yep.
against Beastmaster, great against Clinks that look for individual pickoffs. They're saying, you know what, we don't care. We
Yeah.
don't care about your vision.
Yeah,
We don't care
and
about
there's no
your
hiding
lore."
this. They're basically just
Yeah.
saying, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Come at us. No, I like it a lot.
I do like it.
And now Secret needs some ability to stop this push, to stop the momentum. You can see a Puck, maybe a Quap out of Secret for our tour.
I like Puck. I always find that Drow Ranger strats are beaten rapidly when you can just burst somebody down and gap close really fast to prevent her from running away.
Right.
So
That's why Lycan is typically
would be
very
good.
good against it as well, but it's not an option this game
for what reason?
because they already have a Clinks.
And Enchantress. Oh yeah, I guess.
Admiral Concar.
Okay.
Oh, so that's I believe that's a
Whoa.
4
Hello.
position
Or-
Kunkka?
Yeah. It's pretty
I'd be
good.
incredibly surprised if that was a mid Kunkka, but
Yeah.
I believe that's a 4 position Kunkka.
The most
Is-
important thing about this is that if Navi is doing like a 3-man push and looking for relocate ganks, they can always guarantee the core kill because you just
Yes.
X him, and then when the relocate comes through, you pull him back.
That's
they-
very cute.
Are they gonna go for the Tinker last pick on Secret? Do some cheese, the cheesy X rearm everything.
He has been playing a
He
lot.
has been playing a lot of Tinker.
It's also great at defending pushes.
Mischance versus right click heroes.
He
could get Ags.
It's decent.
He could
It's
justify
decent
Ags.
against Wind Ranger mid as well.
Is that like is this like one of the? No, it's not the first Kunkka pick of all the majors, right? It's pretty close.
Newbie picks
Newbie
it
picked it
sometimes.
sometimes?
Not
Okay.
sure if at a major. Chuan. It's basically Chuan. Every
Okay.
team Chuan's on, he's like, yeah, I'll occasionally do a 4-position Kunkka.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. The ultimate I think is great. It's low cooldown, 60 seconds, so you can just nuke a creep wave and the whole thing dies pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it's a
They
good
banned the
good
Lycan.
option.
Turn to ban.
I think they should just ban the Tinker. Honestly, you should know that this is an EE Clinks.
Do you think they're gonna take? I feel like they
Well-
might, right? I feel like they will.
With that said, though, if they got Lycan and Secret won the laning stage by a little bit, the game would just end.
Do you think Secret's gonna
If
win
they
the?
had Lycan.
They have a Drow.
I'm just saying the option is there. Like the split push is more dangerous, definitely, with a Lycan.
And I mean, it's great against Drow, like outside of the laning phase, but Navi picked Drow to secure lanes, and it's you're picking They would have a Lycan, Kunkka, Beastmaster, and then which it's not the strongest lanes.
Come on, give it to me, puppy. Do it, puppy.
Fuck the draft master. 10 seconds.
It just
Yeah.
like instantly when I saw it, that was the first thing I thought of. So
And there's we didn't mention this, but I'm sure you meant it. You can always X the Tinker to
Yeah.
throw him in, do dangerous stuff, and pull him back.
pull him back. Yeah.
Are we gonna see the tank? What is happening?
There it is,
Going
the
on.
mid Darkseer, guys. Right on target. Against 4 ranged heroes. Iron Shell's gonna suck this game. It actually does almost
What's
nothing.
happening?
They want a combo for the
So
Kunkka, the
that's
Kunkka
a-
Darkseer. That, I mean, it is one of the most massive combos.
Well,
It's not
I
the hardest to
guess.
land, I guess.
So
but
that's a 4-position Beastmaster?
Slaughter is the last.
they did pick the Slaughter. All right, well, got that one right at least. Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie,
I like that.
which way is this second game going based on the draft?
I'm picking Na'Vi.
Yeah,
I don't know what this is out of secret. This
Okay.
is really weird.
really weird.
I
Fog?
completely agree. I really like Navi's lineup. They've ran this before. It's comfortable. Secrets is very outside the box. And yeah, Darkseer versus 4 ranged heroes with a Drow. Not sure how much Iron Soul is going to have an effect of. So yeah, I personally like Navi.
I figured out it's the Darkseer Clinks dual lane that you encounter in brand new Dota pubs.
So Clinks goes Windwalk
Exactly.
first.
And you stand there until they die. It's beautiful.
Genius.
I
They'll never see it coming.
They won't.
They'll
They're
never
not
see it
gonna.
coming.
I think Navi's draft is better, but there is a lot of cool wombo combo that Secret has late game. But I think
10 seconds
Navi is a better draft.
Okay, alright. Well, 3 out of 3 suggest that
seconds remaining.
Navi have the better draft. Despite the fact that all of these guys went for Secret for the series, they've all picked Navi to win in Game 2. And if that's the case, they win their opening match in Group B. Let's find out how it goes down with your commentary team, ODPixel and Gods.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. And indeed, we're here ready to get ourselves to Game 2 of Navi versus Secret. I'm ODPixel, I'm joined by Gods, and well, what a game we're going to have on our hands here. Navi pulling out a bit of a Drow strat, and well, Secret with the Arteezy Kunkka. And look at this as we fly ourselves into the game map. But Gods, Artor Kunkarino. I mean, what's the game plan here for Secret? This is looking crazy.
Yeah, this is not a hero I knew he had in his repertoire.
I don't think he knew.
Puppy decided, like, you've got a Kunkka now. He's got some cosmetics though. I mean, I feel like you don't often pimp out
Oh,
your
he
heroes
has.
if you don't play it. So
Which sword has he got?
he's got the genuine inverse bayonet.
Oh, that's nice.
It's got 21 kills on it. So
21 kills, guys.
He's got 21 kills on his Kunkka cosmetic. I am not.
Watch
convinced-
out, boys.
He's probably told Puppy, like, look, I need to add some. My cosmetic game isn't up there. Like, let's get a few more.
He has certainly got the cosmetic swag on. But this is going to be interesting to see. I mean, Secret pulling out something a little bit different here. Navi, I mean, the Drow strat, something that we saw them run a lot of times at Dream League, is something they're very comfortable in. Something they normally tend to do in a series where they are a game up and they want to just give it a shot and see if they can just absolutely walk away with the game. And we're going to see here both of the runes being slightly contended. We'll see a bit more space down on the bottom for the Drow to grab a free on top. We'll see if anyone catches anyone. They've got a crush onto Pylai Die and Na'Vi moving in. They're going to find it. First blood for Dendi as they take down Pi on the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, he snuck and took the rune, so doesn't hurt Pi, but it helps Na'Vi. When you're a mid player, can get things going with a first blood early on, already faring himself a salve. This is going to be a very tough mid lane. And for Arteezy, it's a bit of an odd mid choice just because you're against a Wind Ranger with Drow Ranger Aura. I think he's going to get harassed heavily. It's not going to be all that easy. We normally see the Siniko Wisp spending a lot of time in mid lane, but I guess recognizing that bottom lane's going to need help, they know that this is going to be one of those games where Dendi may be more of a solo rather than a dual lane mid.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the other lanes as well, I mean, the bottom lane, Drow, farming up against the pressure at the Darkseer, you are going to have the back at the regen from Sineko. I mean, you feel that Ditchara should be fine down here, but at the same time, do you see Universe getting quite a bit on the Darkseer?
Yeah, this IO Drow does not have much kill potential onto him, so we'll likely see Universe get, similar to last game, get farm experience and not have to worry too much about the aggression coming out. Aggression, though, can come out of art style. Curious to see where he heads first. He's already made his way towards the top lane where Envy is already nice and low for this prospective kill, but a lot of these big camps, you can see Artstyle does not have a camp by his secret shop, does not have a camp up in this top lane. This is making it a lot more difficult for him to be active early on.
Well, we'll see as well. I mean, at the moment, in terms of the CS in the mid lane, 5 for 1, 4 for 2. It's going fairly evenly. You know, Arteezy with the Stout Shield, and of course with the early quelling just being able to show and he can secure this CS. Dendi, I'm in for a bit of harassment, trying to force Arteezy back, but I feel at the moment, with it being 1-1, we can, as you said earlier, just expect to see a pretty static lane here. Do you feel?
Yeah, from the mid lane, absolutely. Artstyle, though, is getting active. The cast will not bounce. Nicely micro, splitting his hero and his creep, and for Secret, Puppy's just trying to keep Artstyle out of his jungle. He wants to just farm away with that Iron Talon, but that's something Artstyle is not going to easily allow.
I mean, where do you feel that we're going to see the first rotation to come out then?
For Na'Vi there, it's purely Outstyles Enchantress. He's got the smoke. He's I guess, rotating already, so to speak. Forcing just the two supports of Secret to play very reactionary. Even Arteezy is being pulled off the mid lane. If you want to bring your mid out of the lane, you've got to find this kill on Artstyle, but for now, he's managed to avoid getting caught out. They kill off the two neutrals, but considering they're committing 3 heroes to this, Artstyle still being pesky, this is overall...
Oh, Pi, like, yeah, Pi is wandering around on incredibly low health here.
Yep. I mean, Artstyle's being a huge pest right now. Pi is just trying to kind of min-max with his low HP. He still has another cast, so he recognizes that he can stay around if Artstyle grabs a creep, he can always cast it for the easy kill, but this to me is very favorable for Na'Vi with what Artstyle's doing here in the early game.
Right, well, towards the mid lane as well, we are going to see him towards the top. Oh, with the shackle, Dendy. Just playing. I'm going to have TPs in. Maybe they could try and find something. You have Snakeo coming and giving Dendy the boost in general, slithering in, ready to close down the gap. Arteezy, he's gone.
This is the Na'Vi synergy we saw last game. They give up an IO kill to the tower, which gives some split gold to Secret, but Dendy makes the call, like, or Shaniko, they've made this plan, like, as soon as I hit a shackle, TP in, and I'm going to run forward, get the tether slow, which then sets up the Slark crush. Everything about that, every small little, like, slow or bit of damage was contributed to them getting that kill on Arteezy. This is another kill going Na'Vi's way as Dendy continues to assert his prowess in this mid lane.
Oh, again. Arteezy just, just with the torrents coming through, we're going to see in the runes as well what's going to happen top. Beast, he's going to find himself an arcane puppy. Well, the bounty rune will continue to stay. But other than the kind of the movements towards mid, it's still just going to be relatively static. You can see both of the safe laners farming up a treat, 23 for 8 for MV, compared to over on the side of Na'Vi. And just the triple Sage's mask at the moment, just to allow him the ability to just keep those searing arrows available. CS and harassment.
I love how fast-paced Artstyle plays. He spends a couple minutes being very annoying, zoning the enemy junglers, and then he immediately goes, grabs 2 creeps, and he's on the move to gank mid lane.
Yeah, and look at this again. Dendy setting up with a shackle. As you wrap around, indeed, as you were saying, Arteezy, he will get the torrent off. I don't know if it's going to be enough to save him, as Dendy and Artstyle, one more touch from the edge will do it. And another kill onto the Kunkka in the mid lane, and we are starting to see that lane get punished, and Dendy, he's going to be able to create a difference and create that lead now in the CS. 22-12 against the 15-4, and the fact that they've taken down Arteezy twice.
And then immediately Artstyle goes into the enemy jungle looking to take over, has an ensnare into Clap. Puppy could be in trouble with the Drow aura. They have a lot of right-click damage coming out. It's not quite enough to get past the boars.
I mean, again, the 2 heroes coming back in, looking to Artstyle. There's a TP across from Universe as well. They really want to do something about this Enchantress in the jungle as well with the cast. They're certainly going to have a good shot at it. Maledict down, Axis flying through. He's going to be popped. Secret finally able to do something about the Ench, but Artstyle, he's already found himself at the level 4. I feel like he's just been as annoying as he needed to be, and just kind of drawn so much attention from the side of Secret.
And that just turns this bottom lane into a free farm lane for Dichara, so in terms of the big picture, that doesn't really hurt Na'Vi. If anything, we just see Artstyle head right back towards his jungle, pick up a couple of creeps, smoke again towards the mid lane, while Dichara continues to farm, gets that level 6 precision or marksmanship online, and from there, it's Na'Vi who can start taking towers, really looking for a next couple of ganks and increasing the tempo of this game.
Oh, Puppy. Look at the general. He's hot on the trail and he's got the vision of it, Puppy. He is in a lot of spot of bother. They will have the boar slow, and that's going to be enough, Puppy. A little bit tankier on the beast. And the crush onto the board, just making sure he gets that juicy golden XP there. The Slaughter. 3 for 2. What is the plan here for Secret? I mean, they managed to kind of stop Artstyle from coming into their jungle. But is it going to be a similar playstyle to last game, where they look to constantly keep up the split and try and get that farm on their cores, or is this more role, a draft-oriented towards team fighting? And well, again in the mid lane, Arteezy, he will torrent around himself, but General walks out, walks back in, and again,
the players
so much hate.
Involved.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. But the crush holds him back already. It's going to allow Dendy to get himself out of harm's way. In fact, they'll turn. They'll look for the shackle. Oh, they're going to get it. Oh, they are going to get it. And back in. Oh, Debbie. The wall has been dropped here. But Dendy's got the backup of Snake. Envy getting taken down. Dendy with the kill. I mean, this is, again, looking to be not necessarily the Game 2 turnaround that Secret fans would have hoped for so far.
Yeah, Dendi gets his bottle refilled. He is back to full HP when he was on like 20 HP. You asked about what Secret were going to do. It was very much, okay, you've got this level 7 Clinks. He can get active. He's gone for 3 points in Skeleton Walk, something that Jackie loves to do. So he's got this really high mobility. He grabbed a Death Pact and then wanted to get involved. The other hero that can look to get involved is going to be Puppey when he hits level 6, but that first Clinks rotation, not just failing, but turning into a death on Envy really hurts Secret and gives Na'Vi a very big early game advantage. This is so much damage. Like if you don't get that quick clean kill, and he went for Dendi, problem was General was there for the crush, it backfires very quickly because Na'Vi can punish so hard because of the right click damage that the Precision Aura provides their team. Everyone getting plus 35 damage, and that is something that you just don't have the best answers to.
You got to be careful now. So I mean, Dendi, he's got a DD in the bottle. Before we've seen him being able to get those kills in the mid lane with a +1. This time, if he finds you on his own and hits the shackle, you're dying. 4 points on the shackle. He's going to have the time to beat down onto you with the focus fire. And Envy came in quite aggressive with it. Maybe looking for the courier, but the courier actually making the movement around towards the north, so it wasn't going to be a potential to find the pickoff. May look to try and catch out the IO. If he comes back out, he might find the courier on the retreat. No, it looks like war. Oh, he doesn't actually quite get the touch on.
And now they know where he is. Top lane, though, General's been ganked up and will go down to the first Roar of the game. So Puppey gets level 6, throws out a Roar. But again, this Clinks' ineffectiveness is very concerning for Secret. This is a risky pick in general with the way that Envy plays it because he gets so active and will fall. If he doesn't find the kills, he falls behind on farm, and that's exactly what we're seeing here for Jackie. So, and his rotations are being scattered. I love that Na'Vi are so proactive with all the sentry wards.
Look at this with a relocate straight away. Looking for Universe. They don't get the shackle. Well, that's going to mean that Universe will be able to escape the question because Secret try and punish this one. Mako, yeah, he's going to get taken down. Walks into Envy. Envy will find one. If they can find Dendi as well, this will be huge for Secret. They'll get the cast. The Torrent is on point as well. Follow through control is there. Dendi gets a boat to the face. He'll turn around, shackle up Artees. He might still be able to get himself out of this one, and he will. So Secret, even though they land the spells, it's not enough to control and take down the win range on Envy. Only just getting himself away, and nearly got caught out by the Amplify. They might have been able to chase that one down and look for another. So Secret, they find the Eye. Just unfortunate for them that they couldn't punish Na'Vi a little bit more heavily for that one.
They got the Na'Vi Courier, so that's, I guess, a bit of a small little boost as far as their overall farm and economy, but it's not the big kill onto Dendi that they would have ideally hoped for.
Dendi just with an illusion. Nothing too big here. We'll just get it, and some of them pushing down on the bottom. Envy. I mean, he does need to continue his farm pace. We see at the moment, because the momentum of the game, the net worth of the two top heroes for both sides. There's quite, just about 1,000 between it, just under. So certainly a lead here for Na'Vi's cause.
Yeah. And Na'Vi, when they really look to start applying pressure and taking more towers, is going to come with the Slaughter Blink Dagger. That's where he can initiate in, and you've got to relocate to back up his initiation. It also just helps you push towers, because you've got that threat of initiation, which their lineup has only from a shackle shot, which is not exactly reliable in a lot of these situations right now. It's like they caught vision of him.
They did when he came around, and he came out of Invis and was near Artstar. Artstar spotted him out. Envy's still hanging around. Has been a TP in from the from Drow Ditcher, who's going to look to start stacking up these Ancients.
What? What? Huh?
Is that a visual bug?
I have the same one. Normally when it's a visual bug, you get just on like one spectator, but I've got the same thing.
I mean that.
That's a misclick.
I mean, no, I guess. Is there literally?
That's literally a misclick.
Maybe he wants to build one into Helm and one to Vlad's, and then they stack. The ideas. Oh, well, death one onto Dendi, he's gone. Secret, they're finding, can they find themselves anything more here? They're surging Arteezy forward. Yeah. He's still working on that one, Gods. I mean, you're the analyst. What's going on there? Come on, there must be something really smart that we just can't.
I'm just shrugging my shoulders here.
I mean, is this the ultimate BM victory, defeating Secret with 2 Morbid Masks?
Could be.
Could be.
That's making a statement. That was like the Dagon 5 Cure Invoker back in the day. Or the Febby Wisp, where he just had like 3 bit boosters to start stacking items that you don't normally see. But yeah, I imagine this is probably just a misclick coming out from Dichara. Meant to probably buy the Helm of the Dominator and accidentally bought one component twice.
I think this is the first time we've ever seen any hero go for this build in competitive.
this is a Dota 2 first. I don't think he's going to be setting the meta game.
Imagine if it has 100% win rate as well.
Yeah.
We'll start seeing it in all the pubs. Double Morbid Mask build. I mean, well, at the moment, it's it's not looking terrible for Navi. They do lose it. They do, of course, just lose a little bit in the mid lane there. And Envy still trying to find a bit of action around the map. He keeps making these movements, seeing what he can get. But Navi playing relatively safe, keeping grouped up. But, I mean, 13 minutes in, it's a little bit more of a controlled start here for Secret, it certainly feels, than compared to Game 1. But at the same time, 30 minutes into Game 1, it wasn't looking terrible for them. It was about, let's say, the 18-20 minute mark, where suddenly we're seeing these kind of full-on engagements where Na'Vi were coming out on top.
And one of the really cool strategic things about the Kunkka pick that we saw a little bit out there in the mid lane is you can't actually rely on Suniko's relocate saves if the hero is X, because you relocate him out, the X will immediately pull them back in. And that's something that Suniko, more than most IO players, is really well known for, is just making those clutch saves onto Dendi or Dicha around the front line. So it's a kind of cool pick to see in the hands of Arteezy for that reason. But it's Na'Vi who are about to get their snowball train choo-chooing along now with the Aegis pickup. They can start looking to take objectives. They push very quickly with their lineup.
Radiant's top tower has
And
fallen.
straight away with the Aegis, I mean, it'll be interesting if they do look to try and fight. You've got 3 towards the bottom. I mean, while space is there for Darkseer, Universe, he's closing in on the mechanism. So just, he's literally going to have it ready for the next defense.
And the team fight of Secret's scary. You look at Vacuum into Kunkka, Ghost Ship plus Torrent. Not to mention having the mech advantage as well, so...
And we've seen as well, Detroit has sold his second Morbid Mask.
Okay.
So, I mean, regardless though, he's still sitting, of course, second on the net worth, but... the mistake has been hidden. He's probably hoping that no one saw it. We did, Detroit, don't worry. Well, they're jumping in onto Envy. They've got the Amplify, they've got the damage. Well, if they bring Dendi, and they certainly have, and Envy getting taken down, and I guess this is one of the strengths of just running the IO against Clinks. It makes it so hard for the Clinks to find this kind of action across the map aggressively, because half the time the IO is going to be there, bringing in an extra hero to save the chosen target of Envy.
And just a clever smoke from Na'Vi, knowing they can just make that rotation through the instant the smoke pops, you use a dust, you find them, and you get those kills. So Na'Vi, on recognizing that they're going to find a kill on top lane, they TP in the rest of their team, bring Dichara, they're going to start taking the tier 1 tower, but Secret already with a counterplay in mind at the bottom lane have got Puppey pushing away.
Yeah, I mean, this is, it's obviously not the same extent that we saw in Game 1, but as you said, there's just that play where Secret aren't really grouping up and looking to respond as a full 5-man. And the times that they did in Game 1, it didn't go well.
Yeah. And it's been a great game from Puppey so far. He's the most farmed Secret hero, impressively. And he's not just farming away, he's been involved in kills.
Look at this as well. They take the tier 1 top, General's going to head back. It's questionable of how much he can do, because the rest of Na'Vi is still pushing in on the top lane. And yeah, General's just realizing that this may be not the place to fight. Backs up.
I think it was actually a really questionable TP from him, but Secret just didn't jump on him in time. Like, he managed to just sprint away from the roar of Puppey. Could have been a very dangerous situation to be in. And Puppey almost with a Crimson Guard complete. We're seeing a very different itemization on Puppey, but this is a guy who often, like, even when you're playing heroes like Enigma, would go for this Crimson Guard build. We'd see pipes on him more so than other players who go for like your classic BKB. So he's very willing to get those more team-oriented items you need, and against a right-click lineup with Precision Aura, Crimson Guard, a fantastic item to have.
Envy. Look at his positioning as well. If they spot this man out, he has got to be very careful. And Jay's making a hasty retreat back to his half of the map, so Na'Vi won't catch him this time, but they were very much hot on the trail, and it's just proving to be a game where Envy's got to be so careful with his positioning, because Na'Vi will be there to punish it.
And for now, he's managed to at least create space for the greedy Beastmaster jungle, as well as the Darkseer that can farm towards
look at
the
top with the relocate. They have caught Envy out, the Amplify's down, and he's gone. He nearly very close to taking down Seneko in response, but it isn't going to be the case. They get away with another kill onto the Clinks. Na'Vi just continuously finding the action that they need, and the fact that you just look at the difference between Dichara and Envy, and the net, it's 2k net worth now. Dendy, oh, isn't going to get this shackle onto a hero. Well, he'll take a boar or two. If he gets the second one, that's going to be pretty nice. Yep, phases in, takes that. I mean, 2 boars, it's nothing to laugh at. Not bad at all there for the golden XP for this Wind Ranger. And all eyes really on Arteezy to see what he's going to be able to do. We're yet to really see the big plays come out. We saw him hit a torrent boat combo towards the bottom. It didn't end up in a kill on Dendy. I guess you're going to have the Tidebringer to help you with the defense when the pushes start to come in a little bit heavier from Na'Vi.
And this game's really going to test like where Secrets stand right now. Last game they pushed themselves in a direction where they're going to split push. They don't want to do that this game. Yeah, Envy can do so in his Clinks, but the rest of the team, the Darkseer Kunkka, they've drafted much more towards team fighting. They're itemizing towards team fighting with the Crimson Guard on Puppy as well.
Oh, and they've caught Envy again. Straight up. He's trying to run. That's all he can do. He certainly can't hide. And this man should be nothing less than a dead one as General. He's got a blink available. Jumps up. One more touch to the Clinks and he's gone. General and the boys finding yet another. And I think it's the sentry there on the high ground pretty much spotted Clinks as he came down.
With
so they
the
knew he was
Observer
round.
too.
Yeah.
And that's something you see teams like the really kind of proactive teams do, and you can do it more so in your head because it does cost you quite a bit of gold. Is planting sentries with Observer Wards, less to deward and more to scout the Clinks roaming around. You want to do this on top of having something like a gem because it means that you're always going to be able to read Clinks' movement and find those kills. So Na'Vi going to find themselves another outer tower here. Teacher Dragon Lance Yasha.
I was going to look at General, he was maybe eyeing up jumping in, and he's going to get punished here by the combination of spells from Artor. Now moving as well, the IO is not going to be enough to save the Slardar. Now with the wall drop, this could be Secret turning this one around. They're looking for Artstar, but he's already got the heals up. Ditchara trying to run away from Puppy. Now see if they do manage to find a Drow as well. They need this Secret, and they will get it. A second kill for Secret there on the defense, so this time, for what seems to be the first time in this whole series, Na'Vi making a bit of a blunder, and Secret are there to punish it, and end up coming out of that one with 2 high-value kills.
Yeah, Secret's teamfight just really showing its strength there, and you find that initial pickoff on the key target in the Slardar. He's the teamfight specialist as far as Na'Vi's draft is concerned, and with him out of the equation, Secret can just chase on and kill more. The Aegis had expired as well, so Na'Vi really just overstayed their welcome there. And the other big thing is just having that Crimson Guard there as well. Like if you're Na'Vi, as soon as they saw that Crimson Guard on our heroes, they're like, oh, we can't actually win this fight at all. We're so reliant on right-click damage, and this Crimson Guard is going to negate the majority of that.
I mean, if you are Na'Vi and just considering that item pickup, I mean, how do you play against that? Do you, because of the draft and the playstyle that you've obviously intended to go for, do you still have to continue to look for those fights, even though you know they're going to be harder, or do you think we can expect to see some of the members of Na'Vi just waiting until they get kind of the next big item before they start to look for these pushes again?
They've really got to kind of brainstorm how they're going to play around the X initiation, because traditionally, like, Na'Vi aren't worried about one of their cores getting initiated on because they always have the relocate save, but that's not available with Seniko being unable to relocate out an X target. So that's where I think Na'Vi are going to have to adjust, have their cores perhaps prioritize earlier BKBs just so they don't die to the X initiation. Then the BKBs act as the counter to it.
The Found Envy as well. The silence into the crush, amplify, and he melts.
Deja vu all over again with poor Jackie.
He is certainly falling down the ranks, and as we can see now at a point where, you know, the Slardar pretty much on the same net worth level as this Clinks at this point, and with the relocate top, the action is not stopping for Na'Vi. They'll jump in onto Puppy, he'll get the raw onto Seneko. The Crimson Guard doing a fair bit, and it might just keep it alive, not with the combo from Secret. They're turning it here. They take down Seneko, they take down Dendy. We're just going to get anything more. It looks like General Ditcheran Artstar will be able to escape. But we are seeing the wombo from Secret can certainly punch back hard. They do still end up losing 2. But as we can see from the Golden XP, because of the position they were in, any kill that they can get is a good one. So an even trade is going to be a good trade for Secret.
This Crimson, like, Puppy's are actually just the Dota genius. When you see, like, the item, like, coming into effect there, that focus fire from Wind Ranger, it felt like his HP bar wasn't moving while he was being focus fired.
Without that Crimson Guard, Secret would have lost the last 2 team fights, essentially lost 2 more towers, and it would have been in a very tricky position. But yeah, that item. On
top of that, he has a Vlad's for more armor. Normally you see like a Beastmaster, and you were told like, oh, he's not going Necrobook. You'd be like, what is he thinking? Like, what kind of Beastmaster doesn't get Necrobook? But exactly what Puppy's done, and it's worked out fantastic.
See Envy at the moment, again, coming across aggressively on the map, just getting a bit of intel for the side. The rest of Secret are moving in. And ran towards the bottom. Coming into the jungle, Puppey, smoked up. The backup's there from Pi. We'll see what they can do. They have got a Roar, no Death Ward at the moment. They'll see if they can try and burst down Altar. Nonetheless, it's, with the help of RTs, they certainly can. Death Ward finally coming back off cooldown. Pi will drop it to secure the kill. So the smoke is successful. And we are starting to see kind of a bit of a glimmer of hope here from Secret as they are finding the favourable plays. And are starting to put Na'Vi back in their place. And this is something that's got to be scary if you are Na'Vi, because you are running a Drow lineup. You really can't afford for the game pace to slow down and the opponent to start to find this kind of action that Secret are getting.
Yeah, I think their window's not closed quite yet, but
No.
it's going to quickly approach that point if they're not careful and if they keep on losing fights like this. So Envy working towards his Deathslayer is going to find a lot of these Na'Vi heroes here. And with the Sentry Ward there, he knows he's safe.
No?
Whoa, relocate bottom though.
Absolutely, because they're on the bottom lane. Generally TP back earlier, got the jump in onto the Puppey. And Crimson Guard not going to save you this time. Seneko,
Just don't
think
bring Denny back.
I was going to say, this man does not get out of this one. The 4 members of Secret sticking around to watch the ball get beaten down.
That was like, I think, sheer luck that they happened to be going for a kill with relocate as Envy found them. Like, Envy was ready to just, probably 4-shot the IO, maybe a little bit, maybe needs a 5th with the mech. And he relocates himself and his buddy out right as Envy was about to set up some nice kills, so.
I believe you've got Gem now on General though. So Envy's life is certainly going to get a lot harder. He's got to be a lot more careful. And Roshan is back up. We saw earlier how quick Na'Vi could take it down, and already starting to play the idea. Then he's making his way back over. So they should be able to have a good shot at this. The question is, can Secret get there in time to contest? They do have the Torrent, the boat, other things to throw in, but it looks like they're not going to make their way over. And with the Amplify, with Dendi there as well, they're going to make short work of this one. Arteezy, he X-marked himself, walked halfway out, and then disappeared. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but it didn't work. And Na'Vi get away with that one.
Yeah, Puppey was just respawning a bit too late to get there in time, and the map vision was completely gone. Secret actually put 2 wards in the enemy jungle almost to set up for that second Roshan, because they recognize, like, okay, we've got this strong team fight. Na'Vi can't just go for Roshan against us if we have vision and if we have Beastmaster alive. Problem was, vision got dewarded, Beastmaster died, and then Na'Vi find themselves able to take that second Rosh. Very important for Na'Vi overall with their game plan and strategy that they do this.
And V again coming through the junkie. Might actually find the courier. Does he want to go for this? He could
no
pay
TP
with his
though.
life, yeah.
If he does, it's very likely a kill on him.
And he's getting there towards his destiny. He has the Mithril, and Blight's only he just needs 900 or so more for the second one, and he'll have that done. Because I mean, at this point, you saw him eyeing up Snake on the eye, but even that's a questionable kill because Sneko, he's got a mech done. It's not going to be an easy one.
And he'll get away from the slider, gank thanks to a scan, and this gem is going to be the key tool for Na'Vi moving forward. But very hard to push high ground against the Darkseid Kunkka. Not something I think Na'Vi really have on their mind even during this Aegis, perhaps. They likely need to just get more in terms of itemization towards the BKBs. Wind Ranger now with an Aghanim Scepter. Slider has the Blink Force. They're going to try to find some pickups. I like the idea of like trying to initiate, get a pickoff, and then Secret aren't going to look to try and teamfight if they've already lost.
And this is good as well because Seneko, he is ready to bring Dendi in, and he will. Just to make sure they've got the damage to deal with RTC University there with the vacuum. The wall RTC is already dead. He does get the bow down. It's not going to connect. There'll be a roar from Puppey coming out towards Seneko, trying to get himself out with the urn as well, but Envy is there to close them off. Will take down the IO. It's a 1-for-1 trade at the moment now. Envy looking for the chase down onto Dendi. Yeah, it's nice. Not going to be a kill that he's getting. Dendi blinks out, keeps himself alive. So just a 1-for-1. But again, Seneko giving his life. They get the kill onto RTZ. Walls also drop for that from Secret. So Na'Vi will be happy, and they're not done. They're looking for more. Jumping straight in onto Pi with the Crush. General needs a bit more backup, and it is on its way. Dendi's there, throws out the shackle, goes set. It doesn't matter. They'll just wait it out. He's been silenced up. No escape for the Witch Doctor. Zarstar sits on the sideline, chucks in the impetus. Wall drops to the vacuum. Envy starts to reveal himself, looking for Artstar, but they just turn, pound back into the clinks. All the greens keeping Envy alive. Envy still goes down to the box there from the lightning. So they do find him. Ditchara, he goes down, but he had the Aegis. He's back. So again, more dying on Secret. Envy dying yet again. I mean, I kind of lost count of how many times we've lost the Clinks, but it's got to be a lot this game.
I think it's a mistake there for Secret to re-engage with Vacuum. I imagine the call is like, okay, vacuum's back up, I can hit 4 in a vacuum, but what the follow-up to the vacuum was purely the Clink's right click, so they're fighting and re-engaging into a Drow Ranger who has Aegis. At best, all they got was the Enchantress. That was definitely not a worthwhile exchange for them, I feel. The Aegis getting taken out, kind of nice. There was still only just 2 minutes left on it. And also, this was not really an Aegis where Na'Vi were threatening to push high ground. If you take a trade like a carry like a Clinks for an Aegis when you're in danger of losing your high ground, yeah, that's kind of nice, but Na'Vi are kind of at that stage where they want to try to find pickoffs and fights and still work on their itemization.
Oh, it's easy. I mean, this is one thing that he will be able to do, especially when the heat starts to step up. Just X marks himself and get out and push the waves away.
Yeah, so Dendy's got Ogre Club, will be going for the other BKB on the team. I imagine even General Slatter will be heading that direction. Envy's like, yeah, physical damage, but he's just not farmed enough where he's a big threat. The Desolator's online, but he really need more than this as far as DPS goes to really concern the side of Na'Vi when they're BKB'd up. And it almost feels like he's going to have to go for a defensive item after this Desolator.
Yeah, definitely. Because as we saw then, you know, he did, well, to be fair to him, he was trying to stand and fight against like 3-4 members of Na'Vi being back into him, but yeah, he just needs to have a little bit more survivability, because unlike the side Na'Vi, you know, he hasn't got that hero like Snake on the Eye to kind of help with the save. At the most, they've just got the auras, you know, Universe coming in close, has the Greaves. I mean, yeah, if they can get a nice boat as well over the top of the side of Secret at the start of the fight, the Rum can certainly help out. You know, with the Crimson Guard and the reduction for the duration of the Rum, that certainly does add up and maybe gives Secret the durability to kind of take, you know, the longer fights and come out on top against Na'Vi.
And I think that's where Na'Vi are gearing up more towards the late game. Yeah, you typically look at Drow strats and you think, oh, they want to at least be threatening high ground around 30 minutes, and if the game goes 40-45 minutes, you've maybe lost. But this feels a bit different because Secret have itemized, not all in on the early game, but very much they're not going to scale as well, like with a Beastmaster going for a Vlad's Crimson Guard. We're not seeing Puppy, now a Blink Dagger, so he doesn't have that Necro Book, isn't going into that late game refresher build. We're not going to see the scary late game Beastmaster. These items are always going to be good, but they're not items you want on your most farmed hero, or one of your most farmed heroes. And on the side of Secret, your 2 most farmed heroes, it's Beastmaster and Darkseer. Neither of these are carries who are dishing out damage in the late game. That's perhaps the slight concern as well. What is good for them is that they've got 4 very farmed heroes. On the side of Na'Vi, it's just really 2.
And as we see, Ditcherar's gold, as you said, talking about how farm the carries are, it's just continue to rack up. He's 3-1-2, 12k. Dendy, of course, certainly feeling like the man of the match this time round. His shackles have been incredible. He's 7-2-6. It's, yeah, they've certainly got the high performers at the moment on Na'Vi. The question is, how well can Secret drag this one out? Continue to maintain these defenses. They are 30 minutes in. They're still holding on to 2 tier 2s as well. So it's certainly a much better position for Secret to be in this game compared to what we saw in game 1. Now, there definitely still is every potential for them to take this game. They just got to be very, very careful around this portion and make sure that they don't give anything more to Na'Vi, because if Na'Vi find a kill, they'll almost certainly, as we've seen this each and every time, just accelerate it into 2, into 3, then suddenly they're pushing down your lanes.
And this was the stage of the game where like Secret really fell apart with all their split push last game, so already that seems they're taking a much different approach, and part of it is their lineup, of course, where they want to be grouped up more with the Darkseer Kunkka, but I think also they recognize their faults from game number 1 and will play a much more kind of team-oriented style of play, and you've got to do that against this Suniko Io. When there's that threat of relocating, you can't have heroes off by themselves. You have to always have the backup and the numbers advantage, or you're going to get relocated on, and fights will not go well for you.
Na'Vi, I'm going to group up and start to push down on the top lane. At the same time, Secret going for a similar play down bottom. Tier 2s on the menu for both sides, and Clinks will take the touch onto that one. Envy finding the goal. Top lane Na'Vi, they should be able to get away with finishing this one off. The question is, who's going to react to who first? Na'Vi still moving forward on this top lane. Secret, they're starting to scatter down on the bottom, so I'm sure they'll come back for this one. We'll see how much Na'Vi can try and get away with. Arteezy just coming in, clearing out the way with the Tidebringer. And this is, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an issue for Na'Vi trying to push in at this stage of the game. And already we can see they just back off. They retreat off. Na'Vi, they know it's going to be hard to push against Secret's lineup. Yeah.
The high ground defense is not just the big teamfight one mode combo, it's a Kunkka who can clear the wave without risking his own life because of the X marks the spot. So Na'Vi, if they want to be able to counterplay that, they need to go into a Yule Scepter, or possibly even multiple Yule Scepters as the kind of way to prevent Kunkka just charging in forward, but even that doesn't feel like the best long-term plan. I think some of the key items that we need to see is going to be the Ghost Scepter on Suniko's Io. So many of these fights is just getting right-clicked down by the Clinks as well as other heroes, and having a Ghost Scepter can really make his life a lot easier.
Roshan not quite up yet, and General tried to link it onto Puppey, but Puppey's reactions are on point, and MV from the high ground. He's actually trying to fight into this one, but there's a hell of a lot of Na'Vi here, and MV's gone. The vacuum wall will be dropped on Seneko, and then they just walk it off. Art style as well, stopping Puppey from being able to follow up. And MV just caught out of place, and Secret, they've got to be careful and make sure that this doesn't get any messier, as they're just on the retreat at the moment. Dendi, he's going to find Pi as well. And I hate to say it, but this feels very reminiscent of some of the fights we saw Secret try and take in Game 1.
And it's crazy to see Envy have such a bad game on Clicks. This is one of his signature heroes. You go back to like some of his first games as a pro player, MLG Columbus, it's the Clicks where he took down like the All-Star Team DK. Here, in Secret, down 1-0, they give him Clinks, and he is just looking awful in this game. He's had a terrible showing, he's being picked off. He started that fight when Puppey, as soon as he blinks backwards, you shouldn't be engaging, because it means your Beastmaster can't back you up. He doesn't have that blink initiation. Universe was on the way, but he wasn't even close to Envy when he went in there, so it was a big mistake from Envy to try and follow up and take that fight there. So Na'Vi off of that, get a couple of kills, take Roshan, and pull ahead once again. So
yeah, and this is the cheese as well. Cheese on Dendi, Aegis on Ditchara. Shadowblade now picked up from General. So a lot of big things coming out, and yeah, with that they caught out Arteezy. And
oh, that damage!
It's
top tower is under attack.
absolutely brutal.
Yeah,
I mean,
when the damage reduction isn't there, there's no boat. There's
where's
no
your Crimson Guard now? Where's your Puppey, Artur?
Yeah,
he's over there. I mean, Secret. At this point, I mean, it may just be up to them kind of playing for the long game. You know, they do kind of have to go for these splits. They do need to hold from the base, but as we saw, just actively looking for fights down the map, especially at this timing when there's an Aegis and Cheese on Na'Vi. I'll be very surprised if we see Secret try and go for a play like that again. This Grieve's now done on Seneko. 4.5k on Ditchara. I mean, it's just so many things going the way of Na'Vi right now.
I'm confident that if Secret get the right initiation and like everything synergizes well in a team fight, they actually win a team fight into Aegis and Cheese, but we haven't seen that from Secret. At this tournament, at previous tournaments, they're yet to kind of figure out that team synergy, and that's really the biggest problem that we're seeing out of them, because this is the stage of the game where if you get that nice Darkseid vacuum wall off with a Kunkka follow-up, you have Beastmaster isolating a hero with a Blink Roar as well, you're going to win team fights. You're not actually that worried about your opponents having Aegis.
Look at the smoke up from Na'Vi. They might just catch out Envy again. Envy's coming around. They get vision, no general. He's already got eyes onto Arteezy. He's going to go in straight for a crush right in front of Secret. The shackle shot will be there. The Greaves and the Crimson Guard coming out now with a vacuum. Trying to slow down the aggression of Na'Vi, but then he pops the BKB. Continues to try and record onto Arteezy. He's not going to find it. They just turn towards Envy, take down the Clinks instead. And now with the impetus flying through onto Pilot Dive, forcing him back. Na'Vi now getting the space to move up onto the tier 3. With Envy dead for a minute, I mean, do you just let this go, or may we see him buy back here?
Next vacuum, they've got vacuum in 5 seconds, which is when they may reinitiate. But it seems like they are going to at least let the tier 3 go down.
Now onto the racks, and of course the pushing power from Na'Vi, incredibly strong. Torn onto Artspot, General on the back line, jumps straight onto Pilot Dead. They should vacuum all onto 2, but the follow-up just isn't there for the time being. Art style, he'll survive through it. They'll take down the melee racks. Arteezy again looking for the Torrent follow through. General and Artstyle being held close together there by the paralyzing cast. Arteezy coming forward and finds himself back out. General will get taken down by the Deathward Pie. Is the Ghost Scepter out in time? They're going to continue to chase this one Na'Vi. They should find it, and they will. A double kill for Dendi, as his Wind Ranger performance is just ripping through the side. And now a second set of racks going down. Puppey comes forward, Ditchara gets the BKB up, and now he just turns, pushes Puppey back with the guts. Puppey's going to get taken down as well. It's a triple kill for Dendi. 2 dead on Secret now without buyback. This is looking to be potentially the end of the road here for Secret in this first series. They will be knocked down to the lower stages of this GSL format of the groups, and there we have it. GG is called. Dendi gets a rampage, and
What a fitting way
I
to
mean,
end it.
what? Yeah, I mean, Dendi this game on his Win Ranger. I really feel that at the moment in the scene, he's one of the players that can still bring Win Ranger back to where she used to be. You know, there was that kind of meta where Win Ranger would destroy games. Na'Vi and Dendi showing that it still can be there, but it